Hello again, YouTube. This is The Truth Man. And don't you forget it. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. Shout out to everyone that tuned into my videos. I just made a short where I was talking about what I'm going to talk about on this video. And I told you in the short that I will make a more extensive video because I couldn't just talk about this particular subject on a short. I might even write a book about this. This is where guys mess up, man. Y'all don't realize that relationships are for bad guys, not good guys. Well, now what do I mean by this? I'm gonna break it down for you. Just look at those of you guys that's married now. Look at when you were a player. If you ever were a player, look at when you were a player. Look at how women viewed you and how women treated you when you were a player by comparison to how a lot of y'all, other than you exceptions to the rule, and a lot of your wives, how they treat you now. Coach Greg pulled up a stat that said 90% of OnlyFans guys that subscribe to OnlyFans are married men. Why? Because they can't get their nut off with their wife. Nah, that ain't why. Maybe their wife ain't letting them get their nut off. Or maybe it's just she is too different. Some guys, it take more to stimulate. I don't believe hardly any of these guys have erectile dysfunction. Maybe the ones that, like with the porn stuff, with the porn, for instance, if you watch too much of it, and you might embate too much, that's one of the things that might cause you to have a problem. I would tell you guys, if that's what you're doing, don't do it every day. And don't do it every week. Have weeks where you don't do that. Because then when it come time for you to actually get some from a woman that might respect you and might dig you like that, you ain't going to be able to do it. But these women, man, including yours, almost all of them, they like bad guys. And that's why I say relationships are for bad guys. Even those ones that tell you that these particular guys are not their type. I have family members, I have friends, I have co-workers former and probably co-workers current that when the guy was cheating, they always forgave him and came back. Let him come back home. I know somebody that once the guy stopped doing all of that, now they started doing it and sabotaged the relationship. And their excuse was, well, you did it. Okay, well, when he did it, that's when you were supposed to leave. You don't wait till he's not doing it to do it. If you were gonna leave, you should have left while he was doing it. But women like chaos. Women like that back and forth. That's why we gotta stop giving it to them, man. We all have our moments where we just spaz out or we just, giving in to their desire, their inward desire to battle and fight men. That's why relationships are for bad guys, not for good guys. Remember the guy that went viral that was just trying to go out on a date and he came with flowers and everything? I wouldn't doubt that woman was across the room. Let me see how he looked. And he don't look like a Tupac or a Thug or something like that. She's like, And she probably left. Why? Because relationships ain't for good guys. They not. I can speak of my own experience. Some of the women that liked you when you was a bad guy, they don't want nothing to do with you as a good guy. They'll say things like, he just different now. You try to hook back up with like a college sweetheart or a high school sweetheart, and they'll say things like, you're a good guy now. In school, you was stealing cars and was doing all this other stuff. The only women that like good guys is the ones with a motive. Very few women like good guys. It's probably a couple. There's always exceptions to the rule. But these women like bad guys. They like guys that's gonna cheat on them and they could yell at them and tell him how he ain't no good, and then they take him back and have sex with him. But when you're a good guy, you just go to work and you come home every day. They battle with you more than they would if you didn't come home. And the reason is because they like bad guys, man. Y'all gotta understand this. I hate when people tailgate. Give me a chance to turn, man. I don't need to be crashing if I'm a turn. I've come to this conclusion. And I've decided that more than likely I'm probably not gonna be with anyone for this reason. Because I'm not finna lie to no broad. That's emasculating. You lying to women and stuff, you basically emasculating yourself. That's what I used to do. And that's when they liked me the most. See, now, it's like, and you could tell, like for instance, you go to work. The women know you a good guy. They don't like you. They like your coworker. They be listening to Young Boy and all them and all that gangster rap, and he let his window down and it smell like weed. They like him. He cute, girl. Him. This is why the STD rate is steadily climbing. Because these women like guys that's messing with everybody. Y'all know the 80-20 rule. The majority of these guys don't even have any kids. 80% of the women like 20% of the men. Because they like bad guys. Those are the Chads and the Tyrones in the 20%. They got 5 different women. And you know, if you got 5 women, one of them women bound to be a hoe. And the one that's a hoe is the one that's gonna burn Chad. And then Chad gonna spread it to all his other women. And because they like bad guys, they gonna take them back. Some of them will be like, you know what, I'm just gonna get my revenge. I'm gonna get my lick back. And then I'm gonna forgive them. What's that? What's that? The quicker y'all understand this, the better off you'll be. That women have and always will like bad guys. They'll be in love with the bad guy. You the good guy, they gonna say you're a lame. They gonna say you're a square. They gonna say you awkward, you weird. They're gonna accuse you of being slow. When it's probably not that you slow, you just you. You different from these other guys. We all different. It's people in this world. They can't handle somebody being different. Like, I've seen, working in correction, I've seen some of the most dirty, dusty, unkempt hairstyles imaginable. But these guys spend all of their time talking about my hair. You know why they do it? Because it's different. And I did it on purpose. And a lot of people can't handle when somebody is different from them. They don't have the intellectual fortitude, if you will, to handle somebody that's different from them. And so these women, they only want the guys that's similar to the guys on the soap operas, similar to the guys on shows like Snowfall, BMF. Them the guys they want. They want the little Meeches, the real life little Meeches of the world. And I ain't trying to put down on his name. I'm just using him as an example. They want the ones that act like he do on that show. What, you don't believe me? Find the little Meeches of your town and you or just even stand next to them. They'll say things like, I get all the bad BITCHs. And they do. You know why? Because women like bad guys, man. When y'all gonna understand this, man? When y'all gonna realize that y'all hearing the truth? These women like bad guys, and that could include your wife. Oh, that ain't my type. Oh, I would never deal with him. And then next thing you know, you come pick up your kids, and that dude is on the couch. And you looking at him like, why she got my kids around this nigga? And you be wanting to say, I thought that wasn't your type. But by then you be like, F her. Who cares what she do? How many of y'all is going through this right now? I know I'm going to hit some people. The hit dogs going to holler. The ones that seek truth, they're going to be set free. It's not you. It's them. It's not how you look. Because some of these dudes be looking like water moccasins, alligators, flying squirrels. These dudes don't be like, no. Some of them probably women will rate them high. But the other ones, these, man, listen. Listen when I tell you, man. This ain't about looks. That's just one of their excuses. They want bad guys. Man, these dudes be looking like everything that crawl on the earth. And some of them got more women, get more women than you. Be walking around looking like a human version of a roach. If a roach was human and it had 5, 6 different women hitting his line. Because women like bad guys, man. Y'all like, why can't I find nobody? And I say, are you a good guy? Are you the type of guy that's gonna do everything for your woman? That's why. Are you the type of guy where your woman ain't gonna have to work, but yet she's still gonna be sneaking around trying to talk to people? That's why. Because they don't like good guys. They never did. Think about how many of y'all met your wife when you was a gangbanger or selling drugs. Next question. How many of y'all had less problems out of her back then? I could just hit stop. You change your ways and you get punished for doing it. Why? Because they like bad guys, man. You be like, I'm just going to work a job, man. I ain't going to hustle no more. I'm going to do this. And even the very discord that's in her heart and mind, she don't even got to be acting on it. It'll be just throwing things aloof. Helping throwing things aloof. Because she don't like you no more. She liked it, the bad version of you, the Pookie version of you, the Tyrone version of you. She was forgiving you then, wasn't she? I know. Now, everything she holds on to. And the reason is, whether she want to admit it or not, she likes bad guys. What shows does she like? What does she watch on YouTube? Let me show you something women do too. They'll pretend like it's a teaching moment when it's a dude that they like or that they're attracted to or that they find cute. And they always find their way back to them shows and them documentaries with the type of guys that they secretly like. They'll say, I don't like that type. Okay. Bet you see them with that type eventually. I know what I'm talking about. Oh, they just hooked me up, and I just started liking them. Sure you did. You always liked it that type. You always liked it that type. Listen, guys, listen. They're for fun. Let me say it again. How many times I got to say it? They're for fun. They're for fun. They're for fun. They're for fun. They are for fun. And when they not fun no more, that's when you get rid of. Because they not serving their purpose no more. When they not fun no more, when you not having fun with them no more, this is why you don't do what I did. You don't marry them, because when you marry them, now when they not fun no more, you gonna pay the penalty. And if you do marry them, it's just should be a thing where you say, okay, we married, we getting married, no marriage license, just an agreement. Then that way you can dump her when she not no fun no more. Let me tell you something that be going on. I've been researching this. Guys be quitting their job. I said the same thing. I said, there's no way I'm going to my job for $15 an hour and everybody else is all the way up here. I'm not doing it. So they quit, and the court punishes them even worse. No, not to matter. It don't matter if they didn't like that job anyway. So they be wanting you to go to a job you don't even like, that you wanted to quit anyway, to give somebody who quit on you half of your money. Y'all better recognize what this system in this country. As long as you being stubborn and hard-headed, man, he don't know what he talking about. They dooming their relationship from the start. You always supposed to view both sides. Why you think some people don't gamble? Because they look at it like, I'm not finna lose my money. What if I lose? But you a gamble on people though. And that's where we get in trouble. Because people don't realize that relationships are for bad guys, man. Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. Watch this. By comparison, let's go back to when I was in juvenile, working in juvenile. My sons, most people would say that my sons are more attractive than a lot, if not the majority, if not all, of those guys that was in there. But those guys, like one guy in particular, he took his soap, he wrote all the girls' numbers down. And I told him, I said, you gotta wipe that off. He said, all right, man, let me get a pencil so I can write these numbers down. All these girls he was calling when he was getting his phone call. He had so many girls that he was barely talking to his mama. He would have them three-way other girls. And this dude was in jail. I had more phone numbers than my sons. Where I'm at now, those guys be having them. Practically all of them got women. And some of them, you look at what they in there for, I can't really disclose. Why? Why is this? Because relationships, man, listen to me, man, are for bad guys. The minute you become a good guy, in most relationships, your relationship ended that day. In her heart, your relationship ended. If she came to you when you was bad, these modern women, most of them modern, church or not, and stop thinking these church women is different. These church women keep up more hell behind closed doors than you can imagine. You can't tell me I know too many people. People tell me stuff. I know stuff from my experiences. I know stuff from what people tell me. They keep up more hell than a little bit behind closed doors. Then they come to church and they want to run around the church. And some of their husbands be looking at them like, her fake ass. She'll make the pastor a meatloaf, but then pull out a frozen Jack's Pizza for him. The dude that's going every day, protecting her, providing for her, helping her pay the bills, if not paying all the bills. And she'll half cook for him. She'll cook for that pastor. And you have been with them 10, 15, 20 years. They'll get with somebody for 1 week and try to do more for him in 1 week than they did for you in 20 years. Why? Because they don't like good guys. They like bad guys. I'll debate anybody on this subject. Bring it. Bring it. Most women like bad guys, man. They have to reform themselves from that thinking, which most of them ain't gonna do. Or most of them can't do. They're gonna continue to like bad guys. And this was crazy about them. Let me show you how twisted some of their thinking is. They'll be against polygyny, but they'll be with a guy that has more than one woman, though. Why is this? Because it's all about control. Good guys, they just want to control them. They don't like them. They don't like them. They just want to control them. And a lot of times, let me show you something. When you become a good guy and you just be like standing on her, you already know you're doomed. It's a matter of time. A lot of these women will treat you like a pair of shoes. And it ain't gonna matter if the shoes is new. If they don't want to wear them, they're gonna just throw them in the closet with the rest. That's why they are for fun. Make me take you serious. Let's see. Because you take a step, I'll take a step. You take a step, I'll take a step. I'm not going to mistreat somebody that don't mistreat me. But I'm going to know that they for fun until proven otherwise. Because I had to learn the hard way. See, we think because we're young, we don't. Young people know some things. Sometimes you'll be knowing something when you're young that you need to keep your whole life. That's how it be. But older people want you to believe that these young people don't know nothing. Well, these young people ain't necessarily running down the aisle like that. So they must know something. They must understand, some of them, that you can't turn a 304 into a housewife. If she want to be a 304, even if she not doing it, if she want to be that, as a man, thinketh what? So is he. What's different about women? You could put that in there. As a woman thinketh, so is she. So if she wants to be a 304 and you try to have a relationship with her, it's going to be different time limits they'll go. But your relationship ain't going to last, man. They say the average marriage only lasts 8 years. So if yours lasted more than that, that just means that she was moving a little slower. And then the time is going to come, she going to want to go on that whole spree. And you know how they is. When it's them, everything's fine. You're the worst guy in the world. Oh, he was verbally abusive when he wasn't. Oh, this. He wasn't putting it down right. Those be lies too. And a lot of your next women, y'all ever seen a guy, they next woman be looking like, she's a effing liar. Cause he be dropping it on her. But his last one was looking for excuses for her friends and family to say, okay, well, you know, she a hoe, but we ain't gonna worry about it because such and such was such and such. That's what they want. That's what they want. When women quit on you, they want you to go out there and just get to messing with women. So they could be like, well, he did this. They don't like when you don't do it that way. If your girl go more than 3 months without no physical reason and having sex with you, you need to dump her. With your wife, you want to be a little more patient. I would say 7 months. You need to dump her. For one, if she go that long and then y'all finally do it and she's still unenthusiastic, either she messing with somebody else or she want to mess with somebody else. Y'all need to accept these truth bombs. Accept these pills of truth. Take them. Get you a big glass of truth water and take these truth pills like a man. And realize that some of y'all is with people, you should have been dumped them long ago. They don't respect you. They don't treat you right. Everything they do for you, they think you don't deserve it, like you owe them something. You do more for them than they do for you. You should have been dumped her. But sometimes we can't. Because for some of us, it's financial suicide. You would be practically homeless. Some guys would be practically homeless if they went to divorce court today. And that's sad. So it's a thing where some guys can't save themselves, but they can save you if you listen. I could save you if you listen. Hey, hold on. My phone is going dark. We almost done here. And then look at your financial life, man. You can't really blame her. But man, all these women claiming to be so righteous, right? You got to ask the question if you struggling financially. If she's so righteous, why ain't the Most High doing it for her? I'm going to tell you why sometimes. That heart could not be right. See, when you're dealing with the Most High, you got to have a forgiving heart. If you hold grudges against people, it's going to hinder your prayers. Why you think he said to forgive? This don't mean, okay, I'm going to be cool with this person that practically stabbed me in the back. No, this means that from your heart, you be like, it is what it is. I forgive. You be a forgiving person. Because when you're not a forgiving person, or you in a covenant with an unforgiving person, it's gonna affect things. I'm telling you, man. Man, y'all need to watch my videos. But that's all I'm gonna say on this, man. I got more if you want it. I got more if you want it. Relationships are not for good guys. They're for bad guys. Relationships with modern women are not for good guys. They are for bad guys. These modern women is for the streets. They for bad guys. They for the criminals and the thugs, for the players, for the pimps. The majority, not all. If you ain't like this, don't take up for nobody that is. This don't apply to you if you not like this as a woman, and don't become like this. Don't try to take up for women who this is about. If this ain't you, it ain't you. And with that, I'm going to close. I'd like to thank everybody that watched this. Make sure y'all watch the video in its whole entirety. Share the video so people will know that relationships are not for good guys. If you're a good guy, you're going to have problems in relationship with today's women.